Howdy everyone, welcome back to marketing, where we are learning about how to divide up that great big mass market into smaller chunks that we can effectively market to. One of the ways we can do that is by geographically segmenting the market. In our video right now, we'll talk about what geographic segmenting is all about and how marketers make that happen. Before we do that, just a quick review, the marketing truth that we have going on. No single marketing mix can satisfy everyone in the entire market, everyone in the world. All right. And we talk about our marketing mix. By now, you should know the 4 P's that make up our marketing mix. We've studied that quite a bit. By now, you should be pretty familiar with that. And so we also have talked about in our last video the idea of market segmentation being dividing the total market up into smaller, relatively homogeneous groups. Homogeneous meaning having the same characteristics. And that leads us to our target market. The target market is a segment of consumers who are most likely to buy our product. And we talked about how we can segment in a number of different ways. Geographically, which we're going to talk about right now. We'll have a few more videos where we talk about demographic, psychographic, and behavioral segmentation. The reality of the matter is a good marketer doesn't just pick one. They're usually segmenting the market based on all of these items right here. But right now we're really concerned about that geographic segmentation. What in the world is geographic segmentation? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. We're dividing the overall market up into groups based on location. We did a project or a paper where we looked at Papa John's and we did a SWOT analysis on Papa John's. And a lot of people, when they did SWOT analysis on Papa John's, they said an opportunity for Papa John's, add more locations. You don't have enough locations, and you kind of made that point. A lot of people on that paper would make that point about the locations for Papa John's. But you left out one key thing. You didn't say where Papa John's should put the locations or the new stores that they were going to be opening or should open. And that's really what geographic segmentation is all about. We're expanding. Where should we expand? Geographically. So there's 4 types of geographic segmentation that we can get into. We can segment according to market size. We can segment according to market density. We can segment according to climate. And we can segment according to region. And we're going to walk you through all of those right now. First of all, market size is simply the number of individuals residing in a particular geographic market. What I have here is U.S. Census data. And U.S. Census data is probably the best place to get geographic data as far as trying to segment according to market size or market density. A lot of the different states have information on that as well. You can find different geographic information as far as market size and market density on state websites, government websites as well. But we're looking at U.S. Census data here, and I've got Cuyahoga County, Hamilton County, Franklin County, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Columbus, and then I've got little old Clinton County, Wilmington, Ohio here. So we're looking at county information as far as population. If we were looking at market sizes for the different counties here, you can see the population of Franklin County and Cuyahoga County is over 1 million. Hamilton County is just shy of 1 million. Clinton County is knocking on the door of 42,000 people. And so obviously a lot different market sizes going on here when we look at it by county in Ohio. Market density is a measure of how many people are within a specific geographic area. And so whereas we think of market size as being the whole maybe county or metropolitan region, market density is how clustered the people are. As you can see the population there, but then we look at it per square mile. 102 people per square mile in Clinton County, Ohio. Whereas in the other counties, we're talking more than 2,000 people per square mile. So not only are there more people, obviously, but they're a lot more tightly packed than in your rural areas. And so what ramifications does that have for a marketer? Well, you think about a place like Chipotle in those very densely populated areas. And they're going to have all kinds of locations in Cincinnati and Columbus, 20 in Cincinnati and 21 in Columbus, Ohio. And they may have a Chipotle in Cincinnati 2 or 3 miles apart from one another because there's that many people in that particular area. Then you think about a place like Wilmington. Chipotle, once they've kind of saturated the cities, and they've got 20 in the city and really no room to put any more, they'll start expanding out to the more suburban and rural areas. In fact, that's part of Chipotle's growth plan from CNBC in 2022. Small towns fuel Chipotle's Mexican Grill's ambitious North American expansion plans. And that's how we end up with a Chipotle here in Wilmington, Ohio. And they wanted to really start expanding into markets that maybe had 15, 20,000 people in a certain city. And that's where we are. And they're trying to really focus on that part now that they've kind of saturated the urban markets. Dollar General is a little bit different strategy. They've always been focused on the rural markets and not so much the urban markets. If we look at a map of Google and the Dollar Generals in the southwestern Ohio area, you don't really see a lot of Dollar Generals in Dayton and Cincinnati, but you see them all over these different rural little towns. In fact, if you drive through Ripley, Ohio, down here on the Ohio River, you'll see a Dollar General and a Family Dollar right next to one another. And so it's not uncommon to be driving around some of these rural areas in Appalachia and see Dollar Generals that just seemingly feel like they're out in the middle of nowhere. That's their strategy. They're trying to capture those rural areas where there's not a very large density of people, but there's no other options. And there's no Super Walmart in Ripley, Ohio. You have to drive 20, 30 miles to get to it. So Dollar General is trying to really reach that particular market. We can segment by climate as well when we talk about geographic segmenting. And when we segment by climate, we're talking about segmenting according to weather patterns or temperatures, because our needs change as the temperatures change and as the seasons change. And Campbell's is a classic example of that. Campbell's is known for running radio spots and television advertising when the weather turns bad. Because when the weather turns bad, snow's predicted, temperatures drop and stay down for a while, people will buy more canned soup. Campbell's wants to make sure that people pick their soup out as opposed to someone else's. And so they'll run a lot of advertising during bad weather times, especially in the winter. And so we can segment by climate. We can also segment by region. It's a great big country, and different regions kind of have different attitudes and behaviors and different things like that. And what I've got up here is a map of U.S. national parks. I'm a big national parks guy. We've been to more than a dozen national parks, my family and I. And a lot of the national parks are out west. The Dakotas, Montana, Wyoming, California, the coast here, Colorado. If you think about that region, very much into outdoors. Patagonia brand does really well out west. REI Outfitters does really well out west because that particular region is full of people who are outdoor enthusiasts. They like to get out. They like to hike. They like to ski. They like that kind of thing. You think about maybe the Midwest here, Southeast. You're talking about people who really love their sports. And they really maybe love their fast food and Mountain Dew. There's actually a thing called the Mountain Dew Belt that runs through Appalachia. This particular region right here consumes more Mountain Dew than anywhere else in the country. The Mountain Dew Belt. And so different regions have different preferences and different things that they gravitate towards. To kind of play again, I mentioned the out west thing. Think about Subaru. If you travel from Cincinnati in this direction right here, you will see a lot more Subarus as you continue west than maybe you see around here. And to put that in the opposite direction, as I travel this direction, I'm going to see a lot more Jeeps if I travel in here than I do when I travel here. So different regions have different tastes, they have different preferences, they have different things they like to do. And so we can kind of segment the market according to region. And I like these maps. You see different maps every now and then. This is a map of NFL fandom by region. You can kind of see what areas like what NFL teams. And we're here in Southwest Ohio. We're in Bengals country, but if we travel a little bit north, we're in Cleveland Browns territory. We travel to the east, we're in Pittsburgh Steelers territory. You can see the Broncos take up most of the Great Plains here. And then we got 49ers territory out in California. So another fun little map. I don't know how accurate and scientific these maps are, especially you see the candy map around this time of year, around Halloween time that we're in right now. This one from the USA Today. Candy preferences by state. Apparently, Ohio is big Milky Way territory. Kentucky, Whoppers territory. Tennessee and Texas, candy corn. Like I said, I don't know. It doesn't sound right to me. But obviously different regions will have different candy preferences as well. Perhaps my favorite. I've traveled around the country in my traveling experiences. I love to stop and hit regional barbecue. As I'm traveling through the southeast of Tennessee and Georgia and Alabama and Florida. Different styles of barbecue depending on where you're at in the country. Different kinds of sauces, different kinds of meats involved. And so different regions have different ways they like to do things. We can divide the market up according to regions. So 4 types of geographic segmentation. Again, we're talking about market size, the overall size of the market. Maybe we have criteria that we're not going to go into a certain area unless it has a certain market size. Maybe we won't add a second location unless there is a certain market density, how tightly packed the people are within that particular area. And then we have climate, we have region. We can also segment geographically according to those items as well. There you have it, geographic segmentation. We have 3 more types of segmentation we're going to talk about in our upcoming videos. I hope to see you right back here for those. Until then, take care, everybody.